order at myself. Hello, I'm here. Yellow Rose Drone got here way early. I guess he's already gone again, too. Yep. Anywho, we'll just hang out for a minute and see who else we got stumbling in here. If we get anybody else to stumble in. And if not, I'm just going to party by myself. Let's see. Well, there's Sunrise. Sunrise in the house. See if this works any better. And there he goes. Run, Sunrise, run. Yeah, you stumbled in all right. Lee, how are you doing? We missed you on Saturday. Smoother today. Well, that's good. I've tried a few different configurations. Hopefully it'll clear this up a little bit. Let's see how this one. Let's see how that one shows. Now that's pretty clear. So it's probably the frame rate. So anyway, hey, Trapper John. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I haven't seen you in a while. I guess I had to come up with the special edition. Edition special. So, I fixed it. I tried different frame rates. So I took it down to 1080, 25 frames per second, and it works. Besides, it's uploaded to StreamYard, so it doesn't have to deal with my speed from me to StreamYard. It only comes from StreamYard straight out. So it's a Trapper John edition. What are we adding? Yeah, let's chase buzzards. I'm all for that. And we're going to see those buzzards come circling here before long. And I don't know and how far you guys kept up with what happened last night, but I was going for therapy. Drone therapy, that is. And so 2 days ago on the 19th, we had a press release from the Federal Communications people. And this is the press release right here. Let me share this. Well, I better make it a little bigger so you can read. And this, the FCC Commissioner Brandon Carr called for commencing the process of adding DJI to the FCC covered list. So now nobody knows what the FCC covered list thing is. Well, that was something that was passed last year. And that is this little nugget right here. Determination of communications equipment and services posing a national security risk. Remember these two words, national security, because you will hear these words over and over and over again in all this. So basically, Mr. Carr wants to add DJI to the covered list, which would prohibit federal dollars to be used to purchase equipment, and also examining whether or not to issue DJI any more FCC licenses. And one of the leaks just before a new drone comes out is that FCC filing. And if they can't file with the FCC anymore, now they can't sell their equipment here anymore. So, but this is, just some in the making where he's wanting to start this out. Well, yesterday, in my searches, I was going to the FCC page, the news, because I wanted the actual news release, not what the different media is made out of it. And I come across this next little nugget right here about the same Mr. Carr applauding the House for passage of the Secure Equipment Act. What is the Secure Equipment Act? Well, guess what? We're in the 2021, and here is, that's the Senate bill. We don't want that. We want the House bill for the Secure Equipment Act of 2021. And right here it says the thing already passed. And it didn't just squeak by. This thing passed at 420 to 4. So 420 congressmen voted for this thing, 4 against. And what did they vote on? Well, we get the text to said bill 2. And basically is to ensure that Federal Communication Commission does not approve radio frequency devices that pose a national security risk. Here we go again, national security. And if there's a congressman not lipping off against something, then it's national security, because that could be very detrimental to his reelection campaign. So basically, no later than a year after date of this enactment of this act, the commission shall adopt rules in the proceeding initiated and the notice of proposed rulemaking, blah, blah, blah. The commission will no longer review or approve any application for equipment authorization for equipment that's on the list of covered communication equipment or services published by the commission under yada, yada, yada. So, Carr is going to put DJI on the covered list, and under this, the FCC is no longer allowed to issue license for anybody on the national security risk list or on this the FCC covered list. We already know DJI is already on the entity list, meaning they can't export or import any more equipment in or out that has American technology involved with it. So, what does this mean? That means DJI won't get any more authorizations for their equipment here in the United States, which means they no longer be able to sell their equipment around here. And just for an added bonus, remember this thing that's everybody's screaming about called remote ID? Well, guess what? Remote ID devices will need an FCC license in order to be operated here in the States. So even all the equipment, that DJI equipment that's out there right now, is not going to be able to be used because you're not allowed to fly without a remote ID. They're not going to yank the authorizations for the equipment that already issued, but going forward, they're not going to issue any new if they don't get a new license or new authorization for the remote ID module. Guess what? All that equipment is dead in the water. So this thing done passed Congress. So it's going to the Senate next. My feeling is this is going in the Senate and this is going to go pretty quick. There was a similar bill introduced in the Senate. Apparently the House got the vote on theirs first. So now it's going to the Senate, but it's already got plenty of sponsors in the Senate. And it's gonna go quick. And then we got maybe 18 months or so before DJI won't have any more licenses to get. So, hey, Harley, good evening. Glad you could make it. I wish I'd have better news today, but this is just not going well today. That's depressing. Depressing is an understatement. And DJI is basically just the face of this because they're going to try to go after all the Chinese manufacturers. And we don't know where they're going to draw the line. I mean, Hubson's not going to be a great loss. Femia isn't going to be a great loss. But, they start going after DJI and they start going after Autel. I mean, this is going to be bad. Well, I mean, this car guy, he is a piece of work. I mean, let me pull this up here. He's basically saying that all our drones are capable of reading people's body temperatures and heart rates. Any footage that we shoot gets transmitted back to China, and all the critical infrastructure that we're not supposed to or not allowed to fly around to on anyway, all that stuff gets handed straight back to China. And he's got one point. Oh, dog's in the house. Here for a few minutes, getting dinner for the family. Oh, bring me a burger too, will you? I'm hungry. But get back on subject. Yeah, any Chinese company is required by Chinese law to cooperate with the Chinese intelligence services. And that's one of the reasons why Google yanked the DJI apps off the Play Store, and we now have to go to DJI to download them and can't get them through the Play Store anymore. Well, Sunrise, you are just the outlaw, aren't you? He flies on a device here. Let me put this up for everybody to see. Fly on a device in airplane mode and don't sync his flight data. Well, you're not the rule. You're more the exception with that. There are plenty of guys that use the flight logs in the app as their log for their flights that they're required to keep for their 107 license. So, yeah. Quite frankly, there isn't enough bandwidth to upload all of our media every day. But it's the two words, national security. And by the way, if anybody knows an app update for my Mini 2 to read people's body temperature and heart rate, I want to know about it because I want it. Because for some reason, all of a sudden, the Mini has a flare camera on it. Flipping dumb bullshit. Anyway, so, and this just doesn't affect our drones. This will also affect your cable services, the phone services, any form of communication that the FCC oversees. They will create this covered list, and that's not going to be pretty. This could very well spell the beginning of the end of DJI. So if you had plans to spend $16, $18, $2,000, whatever it is, for that Mavic 3, I would think long and hard about that. Very long and very hard about that. I mean, we still have that other elephant in the room called remote ID, which is one of the reasons why I bought the Mini 2. Now, the Mini 2 is not going to need remote ID on it, but Jesus. So here he also, makes a couple of points about the Department of Homeland Security Field Office stated that DJI is likely providing sensitive U.S. infrastructure and law enforcement data to the Chinese government by way of our footage. There's another Department of Homeland Security somewhere here is DOJ. Part used their funds for drones. Department of Commerce added DJI to the entity list. And somewhere here, the DOD is also, there it is. DOT stated it remains convinced DJI system pose potential threats to national security. So, yeah, this is going to affect FPV too. I mean, the DJI. Hold on, there's an outfit that can jailbreak all DJI stuff and you can run it. Yeah, well, Trap John, yes, you can, and yes, it's out there, and no limit drones. Yeah, that's the one, Sunrise. I haven't played with it. Um, Regardless, you're gonna need to get a remote ID module, and it'll have to be added onto the equipment, and it's going to need some sort of power supply. So a integrated system through DJI is not going to happen if this goes through. So it's almost, this is the perfect storm for DJI. And you know, if it happens here, it's going to happen in Europe too. The US being the largest market, Europe being close behind that, they lose all that market. They're not going to exist for much longer. So, this kind of have Bezos written all over it. Bezos ain't worried about the sub 400. He's more up over what they call that line again, where they pass over in the space. Yeah. And Matt is here. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I wish we had a better subject to talk about today. Now, I'm going to put links to all these documents on the FCC side and the congress.gov, where you can read to your heart's content about all this stuff. But yeah, so here's the overview. It was introduced, now it passed the House, now it's off to the Senate, and after that, Brandon's got to sign it, and it becomes law. Yeah, Carmen line. There you go. Yeah, well, you know, at this point, I'm almost wondering if this push to get the bomb 200 feet to the under the control of the states. Yep. All right, John. You have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that thumb up button on the way out, if you would, please. And asking the rest of you guys too, if you could hit the thumbie uppy button. I know the news sucks, but it is what it is. And we got Third Eye in the house. Hope your wife is doing better, Third Eye. Rob. FCC can pull RF licensing from DJI and all its products, past, present, and future, forcing DJI to push out an update that will permanently ground all DJI aircraft, including sub 250-gram aircraft. See, you just really pissing everybody's cereal there, Doc. Yeah, the news thoroughly suck. I do have some good news here, in a little bit. Right now, we're discussing this disgusting, whatever you want to call it. It ain't news, but well, it is news, but it's not good news for us or DJI for that matter. So, well, we need to get the word out to everybody. I don't know if there's much use in contacting your senator. Um, might be worth a try though. But I mean, these guys, we're shooting at national security, and nobody's gonna say no to national security. I worked in security um, for several years in different positions. I started out that's how I came to the States too. For those that don't know, I worked for the U.S. Army in Berlin way back when. Was actually having a front row seat to the wall coming down in '89. So, anywho, yeah. Um, I wish I have some better news, but this is the extent of it, and I'm not quite sure how we're going to fix this, or if we can fix it. So let's look at the timers here. I'm going to edit that. We're going to move that up to 12. All right, going to slow things down a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be Pirate FPV. Arr! I had to throw that in there for somebody in particular. It's an inside joke. Yeah, we're all going to go pirate. We're all going to go dark. We're all going to go underground. Which really sucks. I mean, going underground for y'all is no big deal. For me, I got to duck everywhere. Well, they're going to make anybody 400 AGL. I'm going to take this a step further. They're going to try anybody caught was a DJI rig as they're going to classify them as domestic terrorists. That's going to be the end game of all this. You get caught flying your Mini 2 on vacation, and you're going to get jacked for domestic terrorist. They're probably going to start a bounty program. And with remote ID, you're going to be easy to find too. So, yeah. Where are we going to go from here? You already classed as a domestic terrorist? I don't want to know how you manage that. Oh, first they got to make everybody prove that's the drones are a national security risk. But leave it up to our administration. I'm sure they'll manage. But yeah, so it's bad news. It's really bad news, and y'all need to be aware of it. And I didn't want to wait till next Tuesday with this because this is pretty important to get the word out over. The more you think about it, the worse it's going to hit you. Trust me, I stumbled over it yesterday afternoon, and it's just been snowballing in my head. So, I mean, this just didn't squeeze by, and Jackrabbit FPV. Good evening, sir. So, do I need to do a summary of what we talked about for the past half hour? Put it mildly, the government's got a hard on for DJI, and they're going to put them out of the sky. Do I honestly think this will become law? Yes, I do. Rob, this thing passed. Oh, we're on the. Okay, we're on the action here. Let's see. Right here it is. This thing passed 420 to 4 in the House. So at 420 to 4, they have the votes to push this through the Senate too. This is a bipartisan thing. If you want to take a look-see at the list of sponsors on this thing, it is quite extensive. We got California, New York, Virginia, Georgia, Colorado, Oklahoma, 2 more California, Vermont, even Texas, Indiana, Florida, California, Missouri, Hawaii, New Jersey, Indiana, Wisconsin, another Virginia. So, and this is both sides of the aisle. This is on both sides of the aisle. So, yeah, well, riding the drone community is not really that much of a concern for them. Yeah. Hey, Paul. Need to go to sleep, but stupid rules. Yeah. We're discussing a stupid rule that's coming our way here in the States. And basically, DJI was called to Huawei of disguise here in the States. And Paul, you should know what that means because Huawei is in big doo-doo in his country and Europe as a whole, as they are here in the States. But yeah, it's government and ain't shit we can do about it. So we got the whole list of congressmen listed right here. We got 10 Democrats, 9 Republicans. So this thing went through. Oh, Louisiana's in the mix too. Louisiana, isn't that where that guy was flying the drone over a neighboring cop's territory and got nailed to never own a drone in his life again? Yeah, there was backlash on the FAA, and now they're doing it the other way. Yep, Ben T is in the house. Yeah, you used to look forward to the future. Yeah, I know what you mean there, Jack Rabbit. Anyway, and this is not just intel drones. This is going after the communications sector as a whole. So there's going to be way more pain and suffering than just for us drone folks. Someone will file an injunction to stop this. At 420 to 4, as I said earlier, you got those two words involved: national security. And every time that magic word comes up, pigs will fly. If it's an interest to national security, pigs will fly. So, anyway, yeah, I was hoping Chris would, that random would join me here tonight, but now that he's off out of COVID quarantine, he gets to catch up on all his honeydew list that he slacked on while he was in lockdown. So have fun, Chris. He's got a moving project, so he's picking up a trailer tonight to move to San Diego tomorrow. So yeah, the registration fees are not the problem, but there's big money shooting for that airspace that we're flying in, and they want us out. There's no doubt about it. So anyway, for some good news for us FPV folks, guess what arrived today? The thing we thought we never see again in our lifetime has reappeared. The Vista kit is in the house. So I've got some good news. Sorry, it was too much to get done. Yeah, you have an OG Vista kit? Yeah, this one just arrived today. So just install one on this 3-inch. Yeah, I'm going to put this on a 3-inch too. It's going to be, I'm going to upgrade the diatone analog 3-inch, the L3 to digital. Ben T, did you put it in your safe deposit box to let your kids inherit after you're gone? I mean, for a while you were getting really good money for anything with the original Vista camera on it, and now here we are. They're back. Kind of funny how competition helped us out, you know. was Cadex the only one selling DJI Vistas anymore, and then Runcam popped in the market, was their MeePy. And then Cadex said, oh, no, we're going to keep y'all from using y'all's cameras. So we're going to put a chip in there so you can only use our cameras. And then DJI said, oh, no. More cameras is a good thing. And, not even a month after Runcam came out was an alternative camera. All of a sudden, Cadex can find cameras again. Weird how that works. All right, Paul, you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the old thumbie upper button on the way out, if you would, please. Hey, it looked like we're doing something off meaning here. Well, what is the meaning of all this? Now, the meaning is we are screwed. Well, DJI is screwed, and in turn, we're getting screwed. So, yeah, not good news. Anybody have something good to share? Anybody win the lottery? Had to work at home and emergency drawing to do. Yeah, I did all my drawings at work today, so I didn't have any more to do than that. So, anybody got anything good to say? I was wanting to go to the spin ups, only 15 days away. Hell yeah. Good night, Paul. Hell yeah. That's the high was only 80 degrees in Florida. Well, that's a good thing. It was pretty cool up here too. I think, 80 sounds about right. I'm looking on my patio. It says something about 81 degrees. So that makes it pretty tolerable out there. The day before yesterday, I actually had to grab a coat on the way out. It got kind of chilly out there. Sunrise enjoying it because he's working outside at COTA right now. COTA is the Circuit of Americas. That's the Formula One racetrack outside of Austin. And Doc is retiring as of end of day tomorrow. Well, congratulations, Doc. Well earned and well deserved. Does that mean we're going to see you every morning at 9 o'clock at the local convenience store drinking coffee with all the other old farts? He's going to live in a small town where you pull in to get gas, and there's all these guys sitting on a bench in front of the convenience store with their cup of coffee, solving all of the world problems. Yeah, their Coda Formula One is a zoo. That place is absolutely nuts. Chris running the camera. Huh? If you are, hook me up. I am looking for a ticket for the race on Sunday. If anybody has a spare ticket and don't know what to do with it, and only bought the ticket to see Billy Joel on Saturday, have at it. I just want to see the race on Sunday. Anybody care to make any guesstimates as to who's going to win? Doc Murdoch sleeping in on his first day of retirement. Yeah, I don't know that he knows how to sleep in. Well, he might be deaf, but yeah, I'm having fun with this one. So we know he can kick and we know he can run. I think there's going to be a football career for you yet, Sunrise. It's going to, yeah. I'm hoping Bottas pulls another one out of the hat, really. I will not understand why Mercedes canned him. Wonder if they hired Nurk to fly the race. No, they will not hire Nurk to fly the race. The driver's already plenty PO'd about the helicopter flying over top. They're not going to allow a drone to fly over top. Those drivers catch the prop wash from the helicopter every now and again in their cars, and they're not happy about it. You know, they got that camera on the string on the on in pit row there, and that's as far as they're going to go with that technology. Well, Sunrise, you don't like sports, but damn, you run fast. You're pretty good at football. You might want to reconsider. So, Sebastian Vettel won the championship 4 times. It's his drift cars. That was way back when. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think the Haas guy is going to pull anything out. I mean, they've been running dead last pretty much all season. I don't foresee that changing. So Lewis for the win. I might have to agree with you on that. I'm seeing Verstappen crashing out at some point during this race. And I'm thinking Paris is going to be in the mix there too. And don't underestimate the McLarens. The McLarens really been strong as of late. What do we have here now? Yeah, that thing might have to come as a shoehorn. Yeah, Hamilton knows the track. Verstappen knows the track too. Several years ago, he actually cut somebody in the last turn to make it on the podium, but they yanked him back out for cutting. I was like the first year that I went to Formula One in Austin. So, anyway, I'm going to update the video description to get all this goodness. Time to spread the word. Get everybody aware. I'm guessing write your senator and see what happens. I'd say I'll write my senator, but I don't have one because I'm not a U.S. citizen. I don't get to vote. And since I don't get to vote, the senators are not really interested in hearing what I have to say. So, well, do a little recap. Day before yesterday, on the 19th, Brandon Carr, commissioner for the FCC, called for DJI to be placed on the covered list, FCC covered list. This covered list was established about a year ago, and determination of communications equipment and services posing national security risk were commission shall place the list published under subsection any communications equipment or service if and only if such equipment or service is produced or provided by any entity based exclusively but on the determination described in paragraphs 1 through 4, subsection C, AAA, pose an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of United States persons and are capable of routing and redirecting data traffic for or permitting visibility to any, so anyway, day after that, I see another release from the FCC where Mr. Carr is happy about this Secure Equipment Act of 2021 passing the House. So I went on to congress.gov and took a look at this bill, and this bill basically is, let's get to the text here. Basically, is going to keep anybody on the covered list from getting an FCC license. So, This passed the House. Now it has to pass the Senate before it gets signed into law. However, this thing passed the House at 420 to 4 votes. So the votes are definitely there. I don't foresee this thing taking very long in the Senate to be passed and be signed into law, I'm guessing, before Christmas. So after that, there's a year. I mean, even if they take till out, no, won't revisit that issue till after Christmas, 18 months tops, and DJI is going to be out of secure and out of authorizations to fly or use any kind of public bandwidth anymore. So it sucks. We'll have to deal with it. Don't know how we're going to deal with it yet, but this is big. This is ugly. And it's going to affect all of us, even the FPV folks. So be prepared. Autel technically has headquarters in Washington. So we'll have to find out how that plays out. But basically, any other Chinese manufacturer, which means Hubsons and FEMI, are going to be affected by this just as much as DJI. But right now, DJI's got that big bullseye on them because they're the biggest name in drone, right? It's like, no. And we have Place It Here. Good evening, sir. I'm just about to wrap up here, unfortunately, so you're going to have to rewind and catch the rerun. But yeah, it's not good for us as a whole, and it's really going to suck. So well, Hapson and FEMI are actually headquartered out of China, where Autel is actually headquartered. Let me rephrase that. Autel Robotics USA is headquartered out of Washington. Even though that building ain't much to look at, I looked at it earlier. It's a small building up there and outside Seattle. Yeah, Ben, let's start. Let's fire up an American drone company. Let's do that. We can't get any chips anywhere. Well, wait a minute. You got a inside track there. Your wife makes the chips. Okay. I can design the plastics. You can design the circuit boards. Your wife can get us the chips. I mean, we can make this happen. So I can help with the design of the aircraft. Yeah, not like the other Kai drone. It's still around here somewhere. I still have it. I don't know where I put it, but it's still here. Anyway, are we going to spin up? Yeah, hell yeah, we're going to spin up. And if you need to know who Chris is, he's the one running away from me. And if you don't know what that looks like, here I got a sneak preview for you. That's what he looks like when he's running away. You're welcome, Chris. He's going to hate me yet. Actually, if you want to see me, just look up. Anybody wonders who I am, just look up. I'll be the one head and shoulders over everybody there, so. I'm probably wearing my t-shirt too, so the Lone Star UAV t-shirt. But if you can't read that, just look up. That'd be me. Anyway, thank y'all for stopping by, hanging out with me. If you would hit the old thumbs up or button on the way out, please. I would appreciate it. I'll be back next Tuesday with our regularly scheduled madness. Yeah, we're probably going to have to bring 3 t-shirts and change throughout the day. Yeah, and if you missed it, a few years ago, I actually lived in apartments almost like across the street from this venue. And so when I was looking for a hotel to stay in, I actually checked in the Airbnbs. I got an Airbnb in the very same apartments. So it's going to be like coming home. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. You have a good night. Be safe out there. I'll see you on Tuesday. And until then, remember, fly your drones while you can. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, I'll have a good night. I'll thank y'all. God bless. Until next time.